Okay, here's my mission. I have $191, but that's gonna get separated because I do some sports betting and stuff too. Mission is to start PLO channel, going from the lowest stakes in Bovada, slowly and surely build a bankroll, and work my way up to the highest stakes. There we go. Perfect. Starting right before the blind. I'm going to boom. Start with the table max, which is $5. Now, if you don't know how to play PLO, it's essentially Texas Hold'em, but you get 4 cards. As you can see, the opponents here have 4 cards. You have to use 2, meaning if there's a flush on the board and you don't have 2 of that suit, you do not have a flush. If there's 4 of a kind on the board, the winner is the person who has an ace. Actually, that's not true. If there's a 4 of a kind on the board, the winner would be someone who has pocket aces, because then they would have a full house of that board plus the pocket aces, full of aces. Well, you get the idea. Let's go. Ten Jack King is a decent starting hand. I'm big blind, so I'll probably call any raise. In that case, he's flatting. He limps. Having 2 double suits is good, but you also have to be careful because it's very easy to fall into a trap where he's min raising. Big blind, I'll call, but we'll probably call. This is a very easy checker fold. Bluffing into multi-way pots in PLO is a lot harder because you have to imagine people have a lot more combinations. It's a lot easier for someone to have a set of 4s, a set 8, or even a good hand like ace king and then 10 with a 4. They can flop a 2 pair with a higher frequency that they would in no limit. Hold on. Still check and fold. You'll feel like in PLO there's a lot more downtime, but not really. There's a lot more, raise, call, pre-flop, fold, flop. While you can have some bluffs, it's less likely. That said, the pot sizes will be higher. Even though it's pot limit, there's a lot of potting and repotting, and people are more willing to call a pot bet knowing that, or check knowing they're going to call, knowing that you can't go all in. Okay, small blind, pocket aces is decent. The jack suited is good, but the ace 6 is not particularly great. So this is a strong hand, and you should pot bet to get people out. I think a common mistake people do in PLO is they'll just automatically pot post-flop. That's not the right play. You still have to play it with some strategy. A re-raise would be great, though. So I got a 6. Anyone will call me a draw. Still have a no pair. Going with 2 people. Hopefully I get 1 to fold. I am out of position, which is not great. If he's chasing a flush, I'm giving him a free card, but it also tells me what he's doing. And like I said earlier, it's easier to check and call either a bet or a pot, knowing that they can't just go all in. Well, now I got 3 of a kind, so probably have the best hand anyway. In position, I have a pair. I have semi-suited gappers. Everyone limping, I'll call. you could potentially pot here to bluff, but again, with PLO, it's harder to bluff someone because they just have so many outs, and pre-flop, everyone has a live card. Now, this is dangerous. I flopped a straight, but it's the low end. Something that helps me is I have 2 10s, which means it's less likely for someone to have ace 10, which would in this case be the nut. Also, no matter what I do, someone with a, let's go half pot into 3 people in position. If I get raised, I will call. But yeah, you're going to get a lot of chasers if someone has the 8x clubs. And in PLO, you'll notice that a lot of people with the suited ace will call. So check. I'm going to pot here because I don't want someone to chase. Someone could also have a set or 2 pair, and they're going for a boat. Good. That 10 actually would have been terrible, because then ace with any of the other 10 jack queen king would have been the nuts. So I'm glad I potted there and no one chased. Ace queen good. The 10 is nice. The 4 might look bad, but actually having an ace 4 or ace 2 through 5 isn't terrible. It's not a great hand, but this is a raise hand, especially at the cutoff. Player 5 was, I'm going to do a min-raise, which is a 3x blind. Because this 4 had a really strong hand, he should have at least 3x or potted. Which, by the way, if you don't know what potting means, it means that you go 3 times the previous bet plus what is already in the pot. Yeah, he's not that strong. 2 pair, not bad. 2 pair in position. Again, anyone can chase flushes. I have a 10 that blocks any straight combinations out there. The 10 is a diamond, so that does take away some of the outs for someone chasing a flush. Anyone with a set here would be checking and slow playing. Could be a good pot candidate, but again, multi-way pot, 4 people. Half pot's not a bad bet. No one's going to believe me, though, because I am in position, so that could just be a standard C bet from the pre-flop raiser. Oh, everyone's folding. I could still be behind. I want to size up a bit here. Let's see what he does. I have a 4, but there's a straight out there now. I still lose 20 better over 2 pair. I still lose 20 sets. Let's check back. Boom. He had a queen, right? So I could have probably value bet there, but not worth it when some of the straight draws get there. C5 again is a minimum raising, but I don't have a good hand, so I'm out. It's important that you do watch what your opponents do. So C5 was, ooh, I would have had a boat. So you have to be nut aware, by the way, in this game. So on a double paired board, usually someone has a boat. It's very easy for someone to have a boat. In this particular case, I could still lose to pocket 9s, unlikely. But I know with an overpair, which C5 could, given that he minimum raised, got re-raised, and then 4-bet over the top. So I would lose 20 draws, but he's doing less than a half pot bet. I think he's trying to incentivize some action, so he feels like he's good. Anyone with aces or kings here would feel like their 2 pairs is good because it's less likely someone's going to run into a 5. He just got raised, so this could be a kings versus aces. Maybe one of them has a 5 scenario. Pocket 9s. Come on, we go. This is why you have to be aware of the nuts. I would have been stacked there, which is also very important. Then in PLO, if you have a marginal hand, it's just better to fold because those hands will get you in trouble. No small blind. I'm big. Set of deuces. Now here I'm just gonna pot. Okay. Let's just get you guys out of here right away. It is nice that see 4 and 5 pop back in. They didn't just leave. It's gonna keep me around a little bit longer. Boom, boom. Take it. Again, pocket twos, not the strongest hand. 5 came. Someone could have had any kind of ace 4, ace 5 draw. And bottom set. Just like in Hold'em, you can get set over set, and it sucks. Bottom set over mid or top set in PLO is not that uncommon. Additionally, you can have top set in a relatively dry board. But because people have so many outs with combos, it's very easy to have the nuts on the flop and be behind by the river. Small blind, honestly, he has $1.80. I'm not used to playing small limits. Something you want to consider is it worth calling a raise based on the person's chip stack? But 180 in it when we're playing 2 cent, 5 cent, yeah, it's worth it. All right, here's an easy raise. I'm not gonna pot. Let's go to 51 cents. Let's see if he believes me. This is very polarizing. I either have a 3 or I don't. These are pocket sixes. Boom. All right, so far this is a pretty good start to my Bovada PLO stake challenge. Let's call it that. In position, double suited with the ace and the king. King 10 is good. You prefer something king, queen, king, jack, but also the ace 4 is good. So C4 who got stuck before with not a good hand raised. So here I'm going to go over the top. In position. I know he's playing a little bit looser. I would need to go back and look at the other hand, which I can do in Bovada, but essentially I got to see who raised previously. Was it 3 who had the pocket 9s? I think it might have been seat 4 with the aces, which made sense. But then 5 came back over the top, and I think he had kings, right? So 3 was just calling. I mean, hopefully I get someone up because ace, king, 10, 4. Multi was not ideal. I don't think he's got aces. Okay, I have top pair, top kicker. I think you're supposed to bet small here if it checks to me, but be wary of the check re-raise. I'm good with a check call. Turn could open up a lot of possibilities with a 2 pair, with a straight draw. Oh, no, sorry, no straight draw. Just a flush draw. 10 of clubs here would be ideal. Ace of hearts would be ideal. Oh, that's also ideal. So now I lose to any king 6, king 7, or pocket 7s, pocket 6s. I think those people would raise to me. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive if it checks. I'm going to go half pot. Actually, I'm going to go a little above half pot. And the best river I could hope for would be pairing my hand. So king, ace, 10, 4. Ten of diamonds, 4 diamonds, ace of diamonds would be great. 5 was the razor. So it's possible to lose king 6, king 7. That's not ideal. So this is the guy who earlier won with See, I'm inclined for $4 to call. But seeing as we're playing 2 cent, 5 cent, and this is the guy that had the boat with the 9s, player 3. Which is silly because it's crazy for him to bluff pot with a diamond, considering I could already have a boat. But I'm going small 6 or large 6. I'm going to play safe. I'm going to let it go. Six, 7, 8 with king high flush draw is solid. If it's raised, it's a limp. Yeah. Let's really try to get some of these limpers out. It's not a huge hand. And now I was at $8 just now, so I lost a chunk. If I get to 10, that's a good stopping point as I build up my bankroll. At this point, I will make it a point to get out before. Try to not drop sub 5. Just live to fight another day. You also never know who has solvers, who doesn't, who's reading my, not solvers, the HUD displays where they can see my metrics and start picking up patterns. Okay, this is interesting. So 5, 6, 7, 8. The right move here is fold, but seeing as how I'm open-ended, I have a rep, I'm gonna gamble in these small stakes. Also 5 being, and there it is. Now I just gotta fade a heart. 3/4 pot. I'm happy with a fold. Perfect. I'm gonna take a second. So what could he have? He could have an ace, a hearts with a flush draw, in which case he folds anything. If he has ace 8, ace 5, I'm betting with value. Yeah, 2/3 should be solid. Yeah, ace with a flush draw, or maybe just a flush draw. Still below my max, but see, this is one of those hands that can get you in trouble because I like the 4s. I have 4, 9 of hearts, which really means nothing. I have a 4, 6, so I feel like I'm a nice little capper, kind of like bridging some of those cards, but that's one of those cards. I get a flush or I get a 4 for a set, and I'm some sort of straight draw, and I'm still going to lose. Remember, the hand I folded where I had the 9, 5 here, the handing in 4, 4, 0, where I had the 9, 5, I would have immediately been trying. I'm not trying that. I could have had a 1-outer for quads, but you want to avoid these hands as much as possible, especially when we're having a nice little run here. Something I'm gonna need to figure out, and I gotta do some research. Maybe you guys can comment and tell me is, assuming I'm just starting with 100. I know my bankroll said 191, but 100. What do I need to build that to move up to the next stakes, which is $5.10 with a cap of $10. So I probably don't need to be at a $20 bankroll. Maybe get myself to, I guess 150 is a good target, but even if I get to like a 120, slowly but surely, maybe I can bump up. And then you guys tell me, do you want to see me play multi-level? I mean, not multi-level, multi-hands. Might throw in some PLO tournaments here and there, but I've noticed on YouTube there isn't a lot of PLO action. And honestly, it's a great game. More action, significantly higher variance as far as, again, me having a 5 full of 9s and someone with a 9 blocker and then someone with pocket 9s. So you're going to get nut over nut, top nut versus second nut a lot. You're going to get stacked a lot, even though it's limit betting. And I could be wrong, but I do feel like it's a safer game because you can be a little cautious. You can know if I have the nuts. You can know if I should just call versus pot. I know, someone with an ace-x nut suit will call pretty much any bets, even if I have a set. Am I trying to bet for value, or knowing they're going to call, knowing they could have some other backdoor draws, knowing they could have some 2-pair combos that could out boat me. Maybe I just check, let them see the card for free, and then try to either bet for value or be safer. Anyway, day one. Let's see how it goes. Wonder if this tells me how long I've been playing. No, it's been a few minutes. Let's do one more orbit, and then I'll take a, if I cash out 750, that's a 50% gain. I'll take that as a day one. I'll track the stuff on a spreadsheet to keep it separate from my other bets. Okay, so here's something dangerous. If I was under the gun, position matters. I'd probably fold. He's raising. Second act, and he's potting. Let's see what the action is. If it's probably fold, 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 I'll fold. Oh, re-raise. All right. So in these situations, it's so difficult to not call. But again, this is one of those hands that can get me in trouble. If I don't flop a straight, or even if I flop a straight, I can get in turn and river trouble. The concern here is if this guy has aces, he's going to go back over the top. So do I play smart or do I take a risk? Seeing as how there's 3 callers, and I'm doing this for a channel, let's gamble. All right, so trouble hands. 10 gives me a straight, but I lose to higher straights. A club gives me a flush, but I lose to higher flushes. So I'm gonna easily fold this. A 6, 7, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I actually 6, 7, 8, 9. So if a 6, 7, or 8 comes now, I have some wrap capabilities. But yeah, no, that guy re-raise. I have to be out of this hand. I can't chase for half my stack. Interesting hand though. Let's see what 5 does. Maybe aces with a club draw. Honestly, I should have saved my 24 cents. That was a mistake. But, sometimes you gamble. Someone should have a straight. Oh, pocket 10s. He's got the straight. The other dude has pocket 10s too. Wow. Well, these two guys just like to get stacked together. Let's see if they come back. Now, something I learned my lesson is when I say I'm going to leave, I'm going to do sit out next big blind, because then so many times I've trapped myself. This hand, again, double suit looks good. It's semi-connected, right? There's some gaps there, but from 4 to jack, it's not that connected. Jack high, 8 high flush. It's not ideal. You can easily get stacked. So did the other guy have a straight too? Crazy they both had pocket 10. So one of the things about PLO is you either want to have the nuts or the blocker to the nuts. And if there's a straight out there and you have either the lower end of the straight, but you have 2 of the connecting cards in the middle, that's usually a good sign. But PLO, everyone has 4 cards. We were what? 4-handed or 5-handed going into that. So very likely someone else has one of the 2 remaining 10s. Crazy that the other person had 2, but that's PLO for you. High variance. By the way, I'll probably do some editing later. I mean, my voice probably sounds terrible, but for now, I'm just going to throw this on YouTube and see what happens. If you like it, message me. Like, comment, I guess is what everyone says. Subscribe. But I'm just throwing this against the wall, seeing if it sticks. Hopefully people search PLO, Bovada. 9, 10, queen, king suited. That's good. So I have a little bit of a gap. I'm missing the 10, but this is a good connection, and I'm in position. So if it's fold, or limp, I'm going to 3x bet here. You have to be always weary of that. I'm not potting. I'm just going 3x. All right, got the blinds out. You have to be weary of that under the gun limp, because the limp raise with aces is real. Some people limp raise with kings. Some people limp raise like double suits with double pairs, like 10s and jacks, or 10s and 5s even, but 2 suits they'll do that. Yeah, they were just limping. Oh, well, this is great. Got top pair, got decent kickers. This is called the wrap, because I got the bridge I needed. Let's go 30 cents heads up. So 10 was probably the most important card I want to see. All right, boom, no big deal. And this game's about to die. I'm about to be dead small. One last hand right before I'm big. That's trash. I'll take it. Okay. Well, guys, welcome to my live PLO Min Stakes Bovada channel. I don't expect any of you guys to watch this freeform, so I will edit it, chop it up, and maybe tell me, do you want to just keep the long version on there? Should I just post chopped up versions? Should I do both? Clearly, I'm starting from scratch, so any questions, ask me. But not bad. Cashed in for 5, cashing out 776. I'll take it. I don't know if you guys heard me that. But anyway, help me come up with a closing pun. I don't know if you heard me say may the 4th be with you, because I'm thinking of the 4 card and the force, but either way.